Hello learners, welcome to eSiksha Bias. Today we are going to study about prepositions. We all have studied that preposition shows the relationship of a noun or a pronoun with another word in a sentence. And basically these prepositions they are followed by a noun or a pronoun. We have some common prepositions like in, into, we have over, above, then we have beyond, beside, under. Then there's a confusion where we have to use under, where we have to use beneath, underneath. So these are the few things that we are going to cover in this particular session so that there is no confusion while using these in your sentences. So let's take an example. If we say Raksha lives in Delhi, so in here is giving is showing a relationship where Raksha lives. So she lives where? She lives in Delhi. They'll go to Chennai this morning. To here is preposition because it is again preceding a noun. This is a trick where you have to identify the position of a preposition. It usually follows a noun or a pronoun. So let's discuss about the prepositions because we have a preposition of place, time and direction. So we need to understand where we have to use in terms of place and then the time and the location. So in this particular slide, I'm discussing you about at, on, in and into where there is a lot of confusion where we have to use in, into, at and on. So if we talk with reference to time here, the time at is used for a specific time. Specific time here means if we say at 2:15 p.m., at 2 o'clock, at noon, at 9, then we use at. And if we talk about a specific address, then we use at, like at 501B block, Amity University. Here we have used in Noida because this is a particular address and the place is Noida. So when you use a specific and a smaller area, in that particular case we use at, and the place which is larger than that particular area we use in. Then when we talk about on is used to basically designate the days and your date. If we say on Monday, on 5th of July, it means we are talking about the days. And please ensure that whenever you mention the day in a sentence, it is always the first letter of the day is always capital. On 5th of July. So for specific date and dates, we use on. And then if you have to designate the name of a street and avenues, if you're mentioning any road, any mark, then you have to use on. So don't get confused between on and at and in with reference to the place. At if you're giving a specific address, or on when you are giving a specific road and avenue or street marks, and in to the larger area. For example, at 501B block, Amity University, on Sardar Patel Marg in Noida, then it is the correct usage. Now in is used for non-specific time. See, on we have used for specific dates and time, and in is used for non-specific time. For example, during a day. See here, during a day, a month, because here we are not mentioning which particular day. So a month or a season year. So in the morning. If we have to mention the particular time, we should mention at 8 a.m. in the morning, like here at 8 a.m. So this becomes a specific, but if you're not mentioning any specific time, in that case you have to use in. So month, in summer, in 1981. If you're mentioning any year, we cannot say at 1981. No, it's a duration. In this particular duration, in 1981, in that case we use in. Now for the name of the land and areas, like in Delhi, in India, In this way, we have to use in. Now, into is used to express basically a movement of something, usually with a verb that express a movement. For example, he jumped into the river. So, and one more thing that you have to keep in mind, when a medium is changed, here the person is jumping where? In the river. So from the land, it is changing a medium. The medium is water. So in that case, we use into. After verbs describing the change, like they divided the pizza into 4 pieces. We have a pizza, and now the pizza is changed into what? 4 pieces. Like the course is divided into 4 sections. So there is one course, and then that course is divided into sections. So in that case, we use into. Then to express enthusiasm and strong interest for something, like I am into classical music and Thai food. So whenever you have to mention any interest or enthusiasm, in that case also we use into. Now one more thing that you need to understand is that whenever uh, we have this word entry, enter. With enter, if it is used in a verb form, if it is used in a verb form, then it doesn't require any preposition. No preposition. Say, for example, he entered in into the bank. Again, I'm repeating. If I say enter, if it is used in a verb sense, we don't use preposition. If it is referring to a place, if you're talking about a place, in that case we don't use any preposition. So in this case, in and into both are incorrect. We will only write he entered the bank. This is the right option. But if we use entered in where we are talking about a kind of a discussion or any kind of an agreement, in that case we use into. See how? If I write he entered into a discussion. Here it is correct. Into a discussion or into an alliance or into an agreement. Here the usage of into is correct. But when we are using enter in term of a place, then we don't use any preposition here. And if we are saying entry, entry is your noun, and we are using entry, in that case we use into. See, his entry into the classroom was bent. So in this case, this entry is noun, and with this we use into. Likewise, same thing, we say in generally I have seen that the students, they say throw the paper into the dustbin. We don't use into with the dustbin. With throw and through use in, like he throw the paper in the dustbin, not into the dustbin. So these are certain tricks and the rules that you need to keep in mind when we are talking about at, on, in and into. Now we'll discuss about over, above, under and below. Now with this figure you can easily identify. Over is when you're talking about something which is horizontally up and to a particular level, when it refers to a level. Same case with the under, when the things are horizontally downward in the down direction, and when we are talking about a level. Let's understand in more detail. See, over is used when the things are vertically upward, or when something is resting on surface covering it. See, when there is something and you are covering it with something, in that case we use over. Like spread the bed sheet over the bed, it means bed sheet is, you are spreading the bed sheet over, so it is basically covering a surface. Then there is a movement, and contact, or contact is whether you there is a contact between the surfaces or not. Both are like, there may be contact, there may not be contact. So, and when we use above, now there is a confusion between where you have to use over and where we have to use above. It's very pretty clear. When there is a movement and when you're covering something, then we use over. And when you refers to a particular level, if I say his marks are above 50%, we don't say over. When we're talking about any level, in that case we use above, and there is no movement. Of course, when you're talking about level, there is no contact. Okay, then it refers to a list. We say the above mentioned list. When we use in case of an abstract sense here means we have studied in the noun. When we talk about things which we cannot see, we can only sense, we can only feel. So money is not above love, so in that case it is used in an abstract sense. So here basically you need to keep in mind that above is used for level, list and abstract sense, where there is no contact, no movement and nothing. Like, and over is just opposite, that where you're talking about when there is a movement, the surface may touch, may not touch, and it is basically used to cover a surface. Same case with under and below. Under is vertically downward, when talking about vertically downward, and below refers to a level. The people are below poverty line. We say below, we cannot say under poverty line, it is below poverty line. And under, there is no contact. If I say the cat is under the table, so this is your table and the cat is sitting here, so it is under the table, vertically downward. And it to then under is also used to express a particular process. If I say the making of cake is under process, we are describing any process, and in that case you can use under. It is under the process, we use it. So just opposite of over and above, we have under and below. It refers to a level, it refers to a list. We can say below list is given, the list is given below, so in that case we use below. And then in an abstract sense, likewise we have used money is not above all, so you can say love is below something, or money is below your love. So again it is used in a case of an abstract sense. Now see, Ramnika holds the umbrella over her head, vertically upward and covering a particular area. This is what we have studied. This is an umbrella, the girl standing. So this is a spreading over a, it's covering a particular area. In that case we use over. The fan is over my head. Again it is, fan is there and it is vertically upward. Movement may be there, movement may not be there, but it is upward and covering a particular area. Sun sets below the horizon. Here this is an horizon, this is a level, and sun sets over there, so it is your below. The plane flew above the clouds. These are the clouds, the level, and plane is like plane flew above the cloud. So whenever we talk about a level, we use above. Whenever we talk about a particular position, when it's totally up, vertically upward, in that case we use over. Now we have also discussed ki under is used in when there is some process is going on. So motorbike is under repair. It means a process of repairing is still going on. So in that case we use under. Now there is again a difference between under, underneath and beneath. Under, when there is no contact with the surface. I told you the cat is under the table. This is a table and the cat is sitting over here. So there is no touching with the surface. But when we talk about underneath and beneath, there is a contact with the surface. For example, the letter is underneath, beneath the pillow. Both can replace each other. We can use beneath as well as we can use underneath. So because this is a pillow and the phone is, your letter is kept under your pillow. So there is a touch between the pillow and your letter. So in this case we use underneath or we can use beneath. The only difference is when you use under, no contact, and when we use underneath or beneath, there is a contact. That's the only difference. You can also say the mobile is beneath the pillow. Now when you are using beneath, it means there is a touch when the surface of mobile and the pillow, they are in contact. That is why using beneath. Now the next is between, among and amongst. Again this is very interesting. When we talk about two things we use between. When we talk about more than two things and when the total count is given, for example 60, 50, in that case we use among. And when we are talking about two things or two people, but for more than two things or more than two people, then when the count is not given, in that case we use amongst. But you need to understand that the between is not restricted only to things and to persons, but when we are using about some boundaries or where there may be two boundaries or land areas, their limit can be more than two. See how when we talk about the negotiation between India, China and Bhutan is going on. In this way, between is correct usage because we are talking about three different countries. We are mentioning it. It is correct. But if we are saying we are not mentioning a particular boundaries, but we are saying there is a match among the Asian countries. Here among is correct because we are not mentioning, we are not concerned about the boundaries, we are talking about the Asian countries. So here we are using among. So let's understand, if you're talking about two people, the fight is between Ram and Ravana. So we're talking about two people and we are using between, it's correct. And we told among is when you know the count. She was among 50 people. We are giving a count that among 50 people, their total count is 50 and she is among them. So in that case we use among. But when the count is not given, we use among. So she was amongst the crowd. Crowd means n number of people are there. So no count is given. So in this case we are using amongst. And between is when we are concerned about the boundaries, we use between, and when we are not concerned about the boundaries, then it is among. Our heart is between the wood, river and the village. Again we are mentioning, specifying the three things. So we are using between in that. Again, where the choose, divide, differentiate, connection, link, relation, distinguish, we always take between instead of using among. See, is there any difference between all incidents? We are talking about all incidents, but we are using between. Same case with the connection, with the differentiate, with the link. There's a relationship between people. We don't say relationship among people. We say between people. So these are the certain words. With these words we use between. Now the next is your beside, besides, except. Now beside is when we're talking about a position, next to position. Besides means you are including something. and except means you are leaving something, you're leaving out something. Let's try to understand these three things, these three words with the help of an example. If I say except Rahul, all have submitted the assignment, it means only Rahul. Leaving here means this Rahul has not submitted, but apart from Rahul, all have submitted the assignment. So in that case, we use except Rahul, all have submitted the assignment. Now besides means including this thing. It means besides this pen, I have two more pens. Means I have this pen, including this pen, I have two more pens. So total count of the pen is 3. So besides this pen, I have two more pens. And this beside is, we are talking about a particular position. The boy who is sitting beside Ratan was his son. Beside is, who is sitting next to, or who is sitting by Ratan was his son. So only the difference of S. If you say you including S here, it means you are including something, and if you remove, it is talking about a particular position. And except means you are excluding something. It means apart from this, excluding this person, all have done the same thing. Now with and by, this one is very interesting. By with is used when we are talking about being together. Being together means you're working with his brother. I am working with you. I am with you. It means it shows the togetherness. And when you do some work, or some work is being done with the help of any instrument and weapon, in that case we use with. Like with pen. Pen is what? It's a kind of an instrument. Pen with hammer. Again, this instrument, with this case we use with. Now by is used for a time reference. We say by today, by this particular time. So in that case, whenever you refer a time, we can use by also. By is used in a passive order where we are focused on the doer. This work is done by whom? By this person. The assignments are submitted by students. So in that case, in the passive way, we use by. Then by is also used for the mentioning of a position, like whenever you want to mention any particular position of near, beside, or next to, then also we use by. Again, let's try to understand this with examples. With, he was working with his brother. This shows the togetherness. I write the answer with the pen. We're talking with the instrument or a weapon. I complete the work by today. Here we are mentioning, we are giving a reference of time. So we are using by. The work is done by him. This is a passive voice. Then aunt came and sat by me. Again, this is telling about a position, that your aunt came and sat next to me. Now there is a difference between a preposition and conjunctions. Again and again, I emphasize that you need to identify the usage of words. Like a word can work as a different parts of speech in a different sentences. You have to focus and you need to identify in this which particular sentence the particular word is actually acting as a preposition or a conjunction. So there is a just hint for you to identify whether this particular word is acting as a preposition or conjunctions. You need to understand that a word can function as a preposition and a conjunction as also. If it is followed by a clause, then it is a conjunction, that we have discussed in the sessions of conjunction. And if it is followed by a noun phrase, then it is a phrase. Conjunction here, when we are talking about a conjunction here, we have again different three different kinds of conjunctions: coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions, and subordinating conjunctions. So when it is used to join a clause and when it is followed by a clause, then it is your conjunction, and when it is followed by a noun phrase or even by a pronoun, then it is your prepositions. So these are the common ones: after, as, before, since, until. They usually confuse in their usage in the sentence. I'll give you one example and try to make you understand how in one sentence it is acting as a preposition and how in the another sentence it is acting as a conjunction. See, we'll just have to wait until they decide what to do. Now, until here is joining two clauses. This is a clause. We have a subject, we have a verb. This is an independent clause. Then we have a subject, and then we have a verb. Again, it is your independent clause. And two independent clauses, they are joined by a conjunction. So this is your conjunction. But when a particular word is followed by a noun phrase or a noun or a pronoun, then it is your preposition. So okay, we'll wait here until 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock again is your noun, and it is preceded by your until. So this until is your preposition. So this is how you have to dissect the particular sentence, and you will easily able to identify which particular word is working as a conjunction or a preposition in a sentence. See, he jumped over above the wall. Now there is a movement, and when there is a movement, and when we talk about the horizontal thing, we have over here. So over is a right answer. Then the cloud hovered over or above the sky. This is wrong here. Over the sky. So which one is the right answer? We're talking about a level, or we're talking about a position? We're talking about over, because it is this. For example, you are standing here and the clouds, they are moving. When there is a movement, hovering, there is the usage of over. He put the blanket over or above the child. Now we say then when there is a movement and we're talking about a coverage of something, of particular surface, we use over. So he put the blanket over the child. His performance is below or under average. Whenever we talk about a level, we use below. So his performance is below average. The cat is below or under the table. We have discussed this example in the previous slides also. So cat is, we are not talking about a level here, we are talking about a position, and it is not touching. So under is the right option. The cat is under the table. He is below or under the poverty line. Again, we are talking about a level here. So it's not under, it is, he is below the poverty line. Now let's do one more exercise. The students are sitting in or into. We're talking about, is there any movement? No. So we'll say in the class. The students walked. Now see, you need to understand these two sentences. Here the students are already there in the class. There is no movement. There is no change in the medium. So we are using in. Now students walked. It means they are out. For example, this is your classroom and these are the students. Now the students, they walked into the classroom because they are changing from one medium, moving from one place to the another place. So we use into. The frog jumped into, because frog is changing a medium and from one place it is moving to the another place. So it is into. He was swimming. Now don't get confused. He is already in the water. He is swimming. So he is in the river. He dived into the river because he is standing and then he is diving. He is jumped into the river. So in this case we use into. He plunged into the river. Plunger means he is standing from this particular movement, he is going down, and then this known as plunging. The water is in the bottle or into the bottle. See, water is there in the water is not changing any medium. It is already there in the bottle. Pour the water where? Now you have a, for example, you have a glass and this is your bottle. Now we are asking you to pour the water where? In this. So medium is changing from this glass. You are putting the water in this particular bottle. So medium is changing. We will put into. Pour the water into the bottle. I hope you understand the concept. Please do like, share and subscribe. Happy learning. Thank you.